Greetings, Judah. DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I just want to follow up on our conversation, my message from yesterday to us around, what does it profit a man, to gain the whole world and lose his soul? How that men have succumbed, at least our men, Judah, Israel, have succumbed, to the god of this world, the dollar, the currencies of this world. And our book, again, forewarned us. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? And let me take you there, by the way, because some of you guys have heard me quote this time and time again. But sometimes it's good to have the actual verse of scripture, just so something that you can maybe mark in your book, so that when you need that friendly reminder, you know exactly where to go to get it. But anyway, if you go to Matthew chapter, and you can find this in Mark also, but you go to Matthew chapter 16, verse 26, and it reads, "For what is a man profited, if he shall gain the whole world, and he loses his soul? Or what should a man give in exchange for his soul?" And this message is resonating right now throughout this land, and most of our people, talking about Israel, in particular Judah, so-called Negro, Black, African American, whatever damn surname is being applied to us by us, which the heathens have embraced to identify us. Whatever it is, we are so distracted, so disconnected, chasing after nothing, thinking that it's something, when all hell is about to break loose in this land. And look, I'm going to tell you something. I was listening earlier, and I was listening to Russia's President Putin. He made a comment that the United States was going the same path of the Soviet Union. And and some people might hear that and say, well, isn't he the president of the Soviet Union? Why would he say the United States is following the same path of the Soviet Union? No, President Putin of Russia is the president of Russia, not the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union has been destroyed. It was destroyed economically years ago through poor investment, poor leadership, and greed. And out of that, Russia rose. And inside of their rise, Vladimir Putin rose. Vladimir Putin, in case you guys don't know this, was a member of the Russia's equivalent of the CIA. And if you know anything about leadership in the CIA, they're probably some of the most undermining, diabolical, deceptive, wicked people on the land. They call them the KGB over there. And I mean, in other words, if you're the head of the CIA, that means every type of secret overthrowing of governments, every type of undermining of governments, every kind of diabolical act, sabotage, domestic and abroad, none of it is beneath what you're willing to do. And this is what came out of that. This is what came out of the Soviet Union's greed. And today I heard Putin say the United States is going down that same road. And that's the road that leadeth to destruction. And let me tell you, I'm going to give you even more information, my sisters and brothers. Russia has already devalued the dollar. And what I mean by that, the petrodollar, devaluation of the petrodollar. Let me break that down so that our people can understand. The reason why the United States has been a world power for the last 70 years plus, give or take, is because we attached petrol to our dollar, or petroleum to our dollar. And we forced every nation on the planet that if they were going to buy petroleum, oil, for gasoline, for machinery, etc., they had to use the American dollar. They had to take their currency and convert it into American dollars, and then they could buy it, which kept our economy booming, kept our economy strong. But as these other governments continually had to be, that these other governments, saw United States, because of their greed, go in and undermine their government systems, put sanctions on their economies, put sanctions on their money. In other words, tied their money up. Whenever these countries did not obey what the leadership of the United States, and I'm not talking about Trump and Bush and Obama, I'm talking about the hidden hand. I'm talking about the powers you know nothing about, we know nothing about, but they exist. They dictate to the government, not the other way around. Those powers, because of their greed, went in and undermined all of these corporations. All of these companies through their corporations. And so these countries decided, China, Russia, India, and others, decided, you know what, enough of this shit. Enough of this shit. Let's build up our military. Let's get ourselves in a position where we're sovereign. Let's get off of their internet system. Let's get off of everything that associates with them. Why do you think Trump was going after, the executives or the owners of the number one mobile cell phone corporate in China? Can't even think the name of it. It starts with an H. And they had the woman who owned it, or part of the ownership, had her detained and so-called in prison, claiming that she was using their technology to undermine our technology, which was lies. And then they turned back around and started saying Russia, interfered with the elections, and Russia interfered with the cyber attack. All these lies, all of these distractions are there to get the idiots among us, the idiots, caught looking the other way. We're so busy believing the lies. You are so believing, our people especially, and poor white trash too, I might add, are so busy believing the lies of these devils that, it's because they were doing something with their mobile phones to spy on us, or they were doing something with their internet or their technology to cyber attack us. When the truth of it, it had nothing to do with that shit. Those things were just diversionary tactics to keep you focused on the wrong thing, because they knew that there was another thing, a more cynical thing that was going on, according to the United States, but not cynical in terms of the judgment of Elohim. But they knew another cynical thing was going on. That cynical thing was going on, that these countries were developing their own currency and breaking away from the petrodollar, and then building up their militaries by combining their military strength together, by combining their technology together, and probably getting some information from underground too. You know who's down there. So collectively, now they're become the superpowers, and pretty much, guess what? They are telling, this is what Putin was talking about yesterday. We don't give a shit about your dollar anymore. We don't give a shit about your sanctions on us anymore, because guess what? We're striving in spite of your sanctions, because guess what? We don't want your money. Now, you might look at that and say, so what? If your currency is built upon exploiting and taking advantage of other countries by making them buy your money, and that's done away with, that means your money is not worth the paper that it's printed on. Do you know what that's going to look like, guys? You're going to talk about inflation. I'm talking about prices going so high, people are going to start truly starving to death. How many times you heard us talk about hunger and starvation, and everybody says, yeah, well, they've been saying there's always been poor people in America. You've always had people who are hungry in America. No. We're not talking about that kind of. We're talking about there have been people hungry, but you haven't had people in America starving to death. That's two different things. Not on a mass scale. You're going to see mass scale starvation coming, because the food price is going to be so high that most people can't afford to buy food. And in addition to that, food is going to be so scarce because we got a lot of our food from China. And then now China is saying, we don't want your dollar, so if you want this food, you're going to pay us in gold. And let me let you in on a little secret, my brothers and sisters. Fort Knox over there, that was supposed to be hoarding the gold, storing up the gold for times of famine. They robbed that place a long, long time ago. There is no gold in Fort Knox. Now, you can believe that or not believe that. That's up to you. If there was gold there, they would have been backing up the dollar by gold. They were backing the dollar up by petroleum because there was no gold. And these other countries have stored up gold. Those who could get their gold back from the United States got it back a long time ago, like England. This country is broke. Yeah, you say, well, how is it broke? They're giving all this stimulus money because it ain't. Again, I'm going to tell you again. What good is $5 when everything costs $10? Think about it. I can just keep on giving you money and money, but if you can't afford anything with that money, if that money has no value, then it doesn't matter how much money I give you. It's like giving you monopoly money. It feels good while you're playing the game, but when the game is over with, you can't use that money, for resources. That is where we are. That's what Russia president said yesterday. He said, we don't care about those kind of things anymore. We're going to come up with our own currency. And it's going to be a currency that is centered around, what is the new, Bitcoin and some of these other, electronic currencies. And they're going to do their business that way. They're going to use, the yang, and they're going to use the ruble, their currency, to do business. And you think about it, between Russia and China, you're talking about an economy probably somewhere in the neighborhood of almost, and you add India, you're talking about probably a 3 billion people economy compared to America, 350 million people economy. $3 billion worth of 3 billion people worth of economy versus 350 million people worth of economy who have no money, no value to back their economy up. In other words, the United States is soon to become, and the West, I might ask. Remember when Trump made that comment about Africa some years ago, said they were a shit country? Who cares about this? The African country was shit countries. Remember that? And everybody got all in their feelings about it. Well, guess what? The chickens are going to come home to roost real soon. And the United States and the Western nations of the world are going to be the new shit countries. See, Yah is just. Yah is just. When he said, be not deceived, Elohim is not marked. Whatever a person does to someone else is going to happen back to them. You can bet that is what is going to happen. For many of you who had people do wicked shit to you unjustly because of their own selfishness, because they couldn't have their way or couldn't have their control or felt that they were entitled somehow or another, because this wicked ass system told them that they were entitled. Like many of you who have exploited our sisters who exploited their men using this governmental system to rob them of their wealth, their finances, where these many of them don't want to work because it doesn't benefit them to work if they got to give all their money to you while you sit over there getting weaves and getting your nails and foot polish and your new eyelashes. And they looking at their children running around barefooted, dirty, most of the damn time. Because you have bought into that wicked system. Obviously, your men now look at you in more cases than not, and they despise you. Well, because you bought into this wicked system, guess what? Now you're going to pay the price, as with the rest of this nation. And my point is, when you're doing that wickedness, and you using this system, or like this nation did, its power to use a military force backed up by some of those wicked demons on this planet, bombing and burning people and killing their leaders, just putting diseases in, just you name it, through the CIA and other hidden organizations. Well, now it has come back home to roost. So Biden is saying, we don't need your currency. Your sanctions don't bother us. Have at it. But guess what? If you don't have any gold to back up your dollar, you guys are shit out of luck. Because guess what? We don't give a damn. We're done. And that's what he said. We're done. You look at right now China. Let's go back over there on the other side. Because Russia was buying a lot of our petroleum, I might add. They were keeping, that dollar strong through their currency, through their purchases. And they're saying, we don't want your crap anymore. We're getting our own resources now. We're building our own relationships with these so-called petroleum-rich countries. And now they're going to transfer their currency over to our currency, and they're no longer going to use your dollars either. Now you're going to see inflation going so damn high that money they're giving you guys, again, that federal note that I talked to you about yesterday, the God that many of you have served, now that God is going to be exposed. Again, what does it profit a man? To gain the whole world. It profits him nothing if he has a wicked soul. Nothing. And the soul of this nation is so wicked that it is beyond description anymore. It is so detestable and abominable. It is beyond. The soul of America is dead. It's rot gut. It is as filthy as filth can be. And we all know it, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. We still want to get riled up. Oh, we're America, we're the strongest. Not anymore, you're not. And if you don't believe me, go look into the markets. Go look into the markets and see what's going on in the financial market. I'm not talking about the financial market that's being manipulated by the federal banks or by the monetary systems, the bubble, the illusion of what. I'm not talking about that, because that's soon to be revealed as well. And for the most of you, it doesn't mean anything. And even if you are in the market and you're benefiting in the market, when that rug is pulled from under us, when they finally say, okay, we've completed our transactions with you, all of that wealth that you thought you had is going to disappear overnight. It's not going to disappear overnight. It's going to disappear in a matter of seconds. You saw a dry run on that a few months ago when the whole banking ATM system shut down. They didn't even tell you about it. You found out about it after that come back up. Because they were trying to see how things were going to react when it happened, because they know it's coming. I'm talking about the so-called powers that be of the West. They know it's coming. Why do you think they allowed that devil idiot Biden to become president? He didn't even run for the office. I mean, he ran in spirit, but he damn sure didn't run in person. And used, the thing to hide and justify why he wasn't out there campaigning. He didn't need to, because they already knew it was over with. They just needed a figurehead. They just needed somebody to prop up and sit out there. They could have left Trump, but it wouldn't have made any difference. And Trump was just causing too much, distraction, and he couldn't be relied upon, because one minute he would run the play, then the next minute he started calling his own audibles. So they said, we got to get this idiot out the way, because he's too AD. What they call it? Attention. What, ADD? They said he's too damn ADD. We can't trust his ass. So, we got to get him out. We got to get an idiot, put that idiot in place who don't have no more brain of his own. And we could just pull the string, just walk this dummy, talking about Biden, wherever the hell they need to walk him as he leads the whole nation off to the cliff. If there was ever a case of the blind leading the blind, that's what's going on right now. But it did not matter to the powers that be, because they knew this was coming. Now, I talked about the dollar being devalued. No more controlling over other countries' economy, which made it strong. Let's talk about the shortage of food. Oh, yes, because most of your food came from China. And most of you guys, You know, you run over to Walmart to get your food, or you run over to your local takeout restaurant to get your food. The dumbest of the dumb run over to these fast food places to get their food, eating that poison, which is going to kill you just to show us famine's going to starve you to death. But what you don't realize is that most of the things that this country was getting from China, it's not on the shelves anymore. And I've told you before, I'm in the industry, so I'm not talking out of my ass. See, a lot of these content creators that you talk to, their job is their content. Their platform is their job. In other words, when they come to you through these YouTube channels or through their YouTube channel, that's how they make their living. They don't have real jobs. Very few of them have real jobs. And the ones that have real jobs, they're layman jobs. They're over there working in fucking storage rooms, fucking, generator rooms. They over there working truck drivers, respectfully, fucking shit jobs. All right, I apologize if I just offended somebody. But if you're not a content creator, I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about most of these content creators, their job is to manipulate you and give you false information, half-truths, lies, manipulation, to keep you coming back. Oh, and by the way, they're monetizing you. Come on, go to my website, go to my Patreon, go to my Cash App, go to my this and this. And if you want me to say your name, send me some money. Think about that. You got these wicked-ass devils who are supposed to be men of Elohim, like the new breeds out there, and the Dows, Pastor Dows out there, the Lisa Cabreras out there. Go back and listen to them, but now listen with your ears open. Thank you, da-da-da, for your super chat. Thank you, da-da-da, for your Cash App. Thank you, da-da-da, for your da-da-da. And it's always centered around money. Because them wicked niggas are the devil personified. You talking about wolves in sheep clothing? They'll keep you hearing garbage, irrelevant things, and they'll never tell you about what's really going on. You know why? Because Yah is hiding it from them. They are reprobated. They have a form of godliness, but there is no power in what they're saying. It's all an illusion of inclusion. They're going to make you think that they have something to say to you when they really have nothing to say to you. They're going through reading news articles and then coming back and regurgitating that foolishness to you. I was listening to that knucklehead new breed yesterday. He's over there talking about Asians and blacks and how we all just need to get along and love each other like Psalms 81 does not exist. Is it Psalms 81 or Psalms 83? Does not exist. Our book said all the nations were going to be against us. But he's telling you, we just need to love everybody, get along with everybody. Oh, thank you for the Cash App. Yeah, we're going to expose them demons too. But that's not what this message is about. But I need to call that out. Because many of you are following these devils and they're just entertaining you. They're not helping you to prepare for the major crisis to come. And I say major, nothing like you ever seen. I can assure you that. And I'm older than most of you guys who are listening to this channel. I am older than you are. Probably old enough to be some of your, no parents, maybe a few of your I'm old to be your grandparent. I'm telling you, you are not prepared. You will have not seen in your lifetime what is coming. And I'm not talking about 20 years from now. I am in an industry where I see it every day. I see thousands of people every day, tens of thousands of people every week, and they come directly to me asking me, what's going on with these prices? Why don't y'all have this product? And I'm talking about business owners, people who need that product, people who cannot afford, because the devaluation of the dollar, the goods as these prices continue to go up, and now they're questioning, what are they going to do? It is that bad right now. You heard what I said? It's that bad right now. See, these devils and liars tell you, oh, it's coming, it's going to come, be prepared, prep. I'm telling you, it's already here. And I'm telling you because I'm like a soldier who just came off the battlefield yesterday, and I'm describing to you the blood and the guts and the chaos that I'm seeing, and how that we're losing to the enemy. And they are the people over there talking about, we got to stand together and we just got to believe and we got to love everybody. And by the way, do you know that Cardi B, broke up with whatever nigga that is she messing around with? That's their news. The equivalent of their news. And many of you are getting sucked into that and don't realize that these people are also agents of this system to lure you away through deception, or to give the impression that in the Dow's case, we're building all these communities because I'm a great man. Look at me after all. I'm strong. Look at me. I got all these communities. I bet you he's not telling you that the people who are part of his communities are giving him, or they have to give him half the shit they own, if not everything. They have to sign over to him. I bet you he's not telling you that. I bet he's not telling you that most of those men on those compounds have to get up every day and go out there and do hard labor. I'm talking about brick labor, cut bricks and concrete kind of labor. Formally, they're damn near on a damn labor camp to be a part of his all-inclusive straightway organization. But he ain't talking about that. He ain't telling you the other side of the story. He letting you see the side that looks shiny, but he ain't letting you see the side that looks like shit. And there are a lot of people coming out of that foolishness with him, and they're exposing his wicked ass. And of course, he's coming back with, no, don't worry about them, because after all, look how smart I am. How we're planning for the future. There is no future. They're giving you the impression that somehow or another, when they build these communities, and I'm coming back to Russia and the economy, I just need to give some of you guys some information, because too many of you people are falling for this bullshit by these amateurs, I might add. They don't know nothing about anything. Everything they telling you about, they read it somewhere. They're not out there in the mix. They're not in the mix. They're not out here in the battle. They're telling you something secondhand, third-hand shit. I'm giving it to you from the grassroots. And they're out here talking, building communities for the future, and at the same time telling you there is no future. And in addition to that, as though when the shit does hit the fan and people start starving to death, and all of these other militia groups all over this country, armed to the teeth, got every kind of rocket launcher, every kind of M60, every kind of weapon, hand grenades, planes, all kind of shit. We saw that on January 6th. What a heathen mob can do in less than 24 hours. And yet he got everybody thinking that somehow or another, if you join him, you would be safe, because they can't bust a, that's like a flea trying to wrestle with a damn elephant, or trying to wrestle an elephant to the damn ground. It ain't gonna happen. When this shit hit the fan, they're going to go right over there and take that shit from him and the rest of them fools too. I'm just telling you. Am I talking against being prepared and prepping? No, I'm just telling you that these people are just wolves in sheep clothing, manipulating you for the last little resource that you have to enrich themselves. Under the guise of that, they're building communities for you. Now, I'm going to leave that little devil alone, because surely doesn't mean that much to me. But again, there are some of you guys who follow both channels, and I'm just telling you. But let's get back to food shortages. Most of our food is coming from China. China said, okay, we'll continue to trade with you. Why do you think China and Trump were going back and forth? Really, they weren't really going back and forth. Trump was just lying to the American public, telling them that he was putting all these tariffs on China, on all the things that China were importing here. Never telling you that those tariffs were going to make your prices go up, not China's prices go up. China didn't give a damn. China already reestablished their economy. President Ying, I think it's Ying, how you pronounce his name. Him and Putin had already got together and conspired, as the book said. Psalms 83, they had already gotten their shit together. They were like, yeah, Trump, keep on, keep talking. No problem. You're a good puppet master. They did a good job of getting you from the apprentice because you are a very, very good salesman. We'll give you credit for that. You're definitely full of shit and people buy your bullshit, so good job. But again, the powers that be, the leaders, they realized, again, they couldn't trust the fool. Because one minute he'd run the play, the next minute he'd run in audibles, and the coaches got to pull his ass out the game. You saw that happen 2 or 3 times during his so-called administration. With Biden, that's never going to be a problem because that idiot don't have the brain to say any goddamn thing. Everything he said is script. And they won't let him talk because if he talks more than 5 minutes, he'll be mumbling about where's his applesauce and who stole, his laxative medicine. I'm backed up. I need my exercise. Who took it? Kamal, you took it. And I don't know. Joe. But that's the buffoonery that's happening with that. But my brothers and my sisters, I'm telling you, it's done. It's done. And you might say, well, is it just the West that's going to suffer? Because I'm going to tell you something about these West devils. They still have military might. And you know what these demons are going to do? They're going to get all the elite off the top of the planet. They're going to get all the elite off the surfaces. The elites are going to go underground. And then they're going to cause a nuclear war going on here for the rest of those who are above this ground. And they're going to pretty much destroy probably, we got what? The book says 3/4 of all mankind. So if you got approximately 8 billion people, by the time they finish, you might have a half of, 500 million left. Maybe. That's coming. Why you think all these people are disappearing? Some of them are faking their debts and others are resigning and you don't know where they went, leaving cush golden parachute jobs that they worked their whole life to get, and then they just, I'm going to resign. We're going to get a divorce. We're going to divest out of Bitcoin. We're going to take our money. What they're doing, brothers, what they're doing is they're closing down the camp and they're running for the hills. They're running for the caves. Like the caves are going to protect them. But y'all got something special for their asses. When they go down under them ground, they're going to find out them demons down there set their asses up too. But woe unto you if you have bought into this narrative that if you have money, you're going to be okay. No. Again, it's over with. You just don't know it's over with. The powers that be, this has been going on for years, I might add. I know some of you thinking, well, this just happened. Well, Putin just made this public announcement, yeah. But what's been going on as far as, undermining the peoples of the world, that's been going on for quite a while. For quite a while. They're probably trying to figure out how to sustain, themselves after the nuclear, holocaust that's coming. The world nuclear holocaust. And they're probably trying to figure out, what kind of I'm going to use the word enzymes or whatever that they could put in their bodies to strengthen their bodies so that they can recover, you follow me, and come back on top of the surface. That's probably why they're testing this stuff on a lot of people, if you know what I'm talking about. Whenever they wanted to test to see if their so-called medicines were going to be effective, they always found Judah to be the guinea pigs. So they're testing their stuff right now to see, how to get it very potent. So, when they do come back up, they can survive on the earth. But of course, you don't know that. But Yah told me to tell you. Yah told me to tell you that they're testing. Right now, they're testing. The targeted group is who they're testing. Just to be clear. The most resilient, humans on the planet is who they're targeting to test, because they know if they can figure out through testing these people how to make super people by changing DNA and doing a little hybrids over here, half human, half animals, i.e. sweet tooth, dog whistling, then maybe they can survive after the shit hits the fan. You think that they were showing all these apocalypse movies and post-apocalypse movies, zombie movies and all this stuff just to entertain you? Of course, some of you were entertained, but that was art imitating life, the life to come. And this is going to come. This is the judgment. This judgment is the consequence of the wickedness and the rebellion, and how the enemy has tried to again rise his throne above Elohim. See, the beast and the children of the beast, the children of the serpent, the children of the devil, they don't change their nature. That's why Yeshua said, your fathers were devil and you're the children of the devils. Your fathers were liars and you're a bunch of liars. They never changed their nature. So just as though their forefather Lucifer was trying to elevate his throne above Elohim, they're doing it again. They're doing it again. And they use the dollar or the power of the dollar to do it. And it backfired on them. It backfired on them now as it backfired on their forefathers then. And what happened when it backfired on their forefather, the devil, Lucifer, dragon, whatever name you want to call him, and his ass was cast out and condemned under the earth? That's exactly what they've done. They've been cast out, their system has been torn down, and they're going right back under the earth where their forefathers are, where the fallen ones are. I know some of you don't want to believe it. But how interesting, now all of a sudden they're talking about UFOs coming out of the waters and they unexplainable phenomenons. How interesting. All of a sudden, 5 years ago, if you'd have said UFO, they'd have looked at you like you were some nutcase. Now everybody's saying, hey man, they really have UFO. That shows you that most of you are dumb as shit. Because when someone tries to bring you the truth, you don't want to hear the truth because it's inconvenient for you. So you try to marginalize them or write them off as a bunch of conspiracy theorists or a bunch of religious buffoonery, babble fools, what have you. But see, those of us who are in the power of the Rahut, those of us who were born for this, we were never going to buy into this. We never have bought into the system. We never bought into it. We walked along the system. We observed the system. But we never bought into it because Yah sealed us from buying into it. Oh, many of us right now, including myself, we could be in high power executive corporate positions. Okay, believe it, don't believe it. I don't, Put it like this, go ask somebody. Just go ask somebody about DFG. Then again, don't do that. That's not important. That's for me, that's shit knowledge. But yeah, it was without being groomed for it, yeah. But I knew I wasn't gonna do it because when they told me I had to turn on my own people, that I had to become a Baal worshiper, I had to join the club, the society, I had to become a Mason or whatever else. I'm looking at you out of your damn mind. What does it profit a man? See, that was in my heart from a young man. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? I already knew that. So I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, I'm not losing my soul for your filthy money. I'm not going to have y'all judging me for being a wicked devil to my own people. No. Hell no. Hell no. And Yah has provided, and Yah has guided, Yah has protected me. Yah has kept me healthy. And in another year, I'm going to make another birthday. And if you've been following this channel, you know that I'm an aged man. An aged man. Now, you might not be able to tell it. Maybe you can. I don't know. But Yah say, I'll restore your age like the eagle restores his wings if you're following me. That's what he said. I'll renew your age. I'll renew you. In other words, you'll be double the age of people that you are equally as strong as. We saw that with our brother Caleb. He told Joshua, he said, look, I'm 85 years old and I'm as strong as I was when I was 40. So give me what is due to me. See, Yah will bless you that way if you're in your right mind. But see, most of you are chasing the things of this world, the materialism of this world, the resources, the things of this world, and don't realize those things are draining you, taking away your youthfulness, taking away your health, taking away your beauty. All you're buying things that is destroying your body, including the things that you're eating, including these bottom feeders, these detestable beasts that y'all put on the earth, like pigs, crawfish, crabs, shrimp, catfish, all these other bottom feeders, shit eaters that y'all put here to keep us safe. And you're now eating it, so that means you're eating the shit they eat. So in essence, now you become the shit eaters. But of course, a nation that's about to become a shit nation, it should be full of people who eat shit. Think about it. Doesn't it make sense? This stuff poisoning our bodies. The food that you're eating is poisoning Judah. It's not poisoning their bodies, but it's poisoning their minds. That's why most of them are lunatics. These people are psychotic. People go do any goddamn thing. People have sex with children. People have sex with dogs and cats and cows and goats and horses and pigs. These people will crossbreed animals, crossbreed humans. These people will have, sex with the same sex. These people will do anything. They'll murder, kill, and justify and hold no one accountable. And no one, then they'll wash their hands with it. There is no charge against me. And that's who you have allowed yourself, Judah, I'm talking to now. That's who you have allowed yourself to model your lifestyle after them. When our book clearly told us that we needed to use the Torah as our model. And you rebelled against the Torah. And you thought there would be no consequence. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Guess what? They're going down. But our book says, 3/3 of us are going down with them. Going right down with them. And I'm talking about violent demising. We're gonna be demised. We're gonna demise in a very violent way. I'm talking about murder, man. I mean, they're killing each other up and down these streets now like shit going through a goose. I'm talking about even in Israel, even inside of Judah. I mean, it's the murder rampage that's going on in some of these inner cities. I am talking about sheer lunacy. You have to ask yourself the question, what kind of demons are in our children? I'm talking about vicious demons in our children. I mean, they have no clue, they have no respect, they have no honor, no integrity, do anything that comes to their mind. They love obscenity. They bathe in obscenity. They lust after it. The women are harlots, liars, manipulators. I mean, you heard Cardi B singing about it the other day. I don't need no nigga unless he gonna, if you gonna give me some money for this pussy. Look, don't get mad at me. Y'all listening to it. You'll get mad because I say what they singing and your children are listening to it. I don't see you turning the radio off. I don't see you taking these little, game stations, these phones for them and these other means for them to listen to it. When you're at your parties and your backyard barbecues and your festivals and that music is playing, I don't see you snatching your children and going home with them. So don't judge me. Our book said judgment starts at home. Judge yourself first. I'm just bringing it out and just telling you about yourself. But you're going to hate the messenger because you don't like the message. But the message is true whether you accept it or not. And we have gone after the way of these heathens. And it has destroyed us. Our children are our oppressors. Our women don't want to even be in relationships, healthy relationships anymore. foundational relationships. Our women don't even want to be in foundational relationships anymore. The only women on the planet, I might add, who feel that way. Oh yeah, these other women started pushing feminism and using our women's faces as the posters for feminism, but they still went back home to their husbands and to their families and left our women out here in the streets running around like a bunch of ragamuffins showing their asses and their titties and spewing out garbage out of their mouths that would shame the devil. Killing their babies, robbing their own men of their men's resources, and proud and bragging about it. How sad, how shameful. And our men are just as bad. Running around with your pants sagging, running around chasing after the enemy's women, hating your own self. You say, I don't hate myself. Yes, you do. If whatever you're putting shit in your mouth that's destroying your body. You're going out there, you're using all kind of narcotics and drugs. You're bringing guns into your streets of your own community, and you're letting the little young thugs run the streets, and you're not saying anything to them. Most of you are encouraging it. You get inside your car and put your head down like a little effeminized sissy. Why? Because you're afraid to die. You're a sellout. I'm talking about those of you who are guilty of that behavior, and there's far too many of the men who are guilty of that behavior are succumbing to this oppression by some of these wicked women. You're just letting them have their way with you. Or you're getting along because you don't want them to bring harm to you or mess with your money, so you're kissing their asses and becoming man whores. Yeah, you're becoming man whores. That's called effeminized. It's called emasculated. Go back and read 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. It puts you in the same class as a homosexual. Because you're too afraid to say something, so you keep your mouth shut because you don't want her to attack you. That's called being effeminized, man. When you should hold your ground regardless. That devil start coming at you with any kind of wickedness, then you go back and you go to that devil and you go to that devil's helper and you pray that Yah will bring fire upon him. And he will, if you're taking a stand. But if you are, 1 minute I'm going to take a stand, next minute you giving in, I'm going to take a stand, you giving in, please. Yah said he will regurgitate you. You're just like filthy vomit or upset stomach with rotten gut food, and you got to throw it up. He said that's how Yah sees you and your prayers. It's called effeminized, a weak-ass nigger. You had better man up if you want to make it through this crisis that's coming, brothers. Sisters, you better get your mind right if you want to make it through this crisis. And what I mean by getting your mind right, you better stop listening to these other heathen women out there leading you and your people astray. You better get your daughters and your sons out of this filthy industry of diabolical behaviors, lusting after sports, lusting after music and entertainment and Gucci bags and whatever the hell else, when all of that shit has zero value. When it comes down to your own survival, that stuff has zero value, and you're chasing the wind, you fools. I'm talking about those of you who are doing it, you're chasing the wind. You're never going to catch that. It's time to stop. You better start praying. I'm telling you, sisters. I mean, really praying. I'm talking about on your knees, on your face, kicking and screaming and asking Yah for mercy and for grace and repenting. In other words, telling Yah, I am sorry for what I've done to my men. I am sorry what I've done to my children. And most of all, I'm sorry for what I have become as a woman. And you men, you better be laying right on the side of their asses, and you had better be saying the same thing. I am sorry what I've done to my women. I am sorry for what I have done to my children. And most of all, I am sorry for what I have done to myself. by chasing after the God of this world, money, prestige, reputation, foolish pride, arrogance. And I walked away from my Creator. Oh, yeah. You had better learn that word real fast. I ain't say, oh, God, because most of your devils, soon you get, oh, Jesus, oh, God. Jesus ain't coming. And the gods of this world don't give a damn. They're proving that already. Again, go to the markets. They don't give a damn. They give you all that worthless money and you buying into that they're trying to help you. When all they try to do is sedate you, pacify you until this thing that's coming happens. And you think you're going to get a foot up? No, you're not, brother. You're getting buried deeper. You're falling farther and farther away from Yah because you're looking at man for your provision. That's a death sentence. Again, what do you think it means? What did it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? That's a death sentence you're chasing. And I'm not talking about die. Everybody's going to die. I'm talking about eternity. I'm talking about your soul is going to rot and be tormented for eternity. You have no idea what that looks like. I know you think you do. Some of you saying, I don't give a damn. You will. You will. You might not give a damn right now. But how many little thugs and gangsters out here doing all this killing, and as soon as they get mortally wounded, they, oh, help me. Oh, I don't want to die. Oh, help me. Get me to the hospital. Help me. Oh, nigga, I thought you didn't care. Oh, now when it's your turn, now all of a sudden, your life matters. When the gunshot is in your head or the stab wound is in your choice, now you looking for somebody to come get you. Well, the gods of this world ain't going to come get you because it's the gods of the world who sent you. They sent the demons in you and they sent the demons to you. And they're going to use them same demons to destroy your ass, and you're going to end up in the same place where those demons know they're already going to end up at. Why do you think they told Yeshua when he came to them, why you come to torment us before the time? They know what's going to happen to them, and they know they're going to be tormented. Your dumb ass think, I'm just going to die, and that's the end of it. Okay. You wish that was going to be the end of it. That's going to be the beginning of it. But you're not going to listen. Because he said you weren't. The book says you're not going to listen. It said, broad is the path and wide is the gate that leadeth to destruction. And many our people are going to go that way. Because he was talking to our people when he quoted that. So you see all of these here? They're all going to go there. Only a few of you are going to walk the straight path. In other words, you're going to obey what the Torah says. You're not going to obey what the dollar says or this government or this system of corporate wickedness says. Through their media, through their music, through their athletics, through their sports, and every other form of entertainment to take your time away, to steal the valuable time you have left on this earth. They're stealing your time. They are robbing, they are soul robbers by having you preoccupied on things that do not matter when you really should be focused upon the things of Yah. How do I survive in the storm, in this hell to come? But you're not going to listen, many of you. You're going to hear this message. And you're going to go find these little goody two-shoe guys again. I mentioned some of them earlier, in this message. You go listen to those ones who want to tickle your ears. The book said you were going to give heed to teachers who will tickle your ears for your money. They're in your churches. They're on these YouTube platforms. They're on your television sets. They're in your arenas. They're in your parks. They're in your playgrounds. They're in everywhere you are, they are there. All to exploit you and to turn you away. Yeah, you've already turned from Yah, but to turn you, to push you farther and farther away from Yah till you're reprobated to the point where you become an unbeliever. Because that's the ultimate goal, to get you not to trust Yah, to trust the dollar. Yet the dollar is gone for all intent and purposes. Again, go look at your prices. Again, go look and see if the goods you normally would get whenever you need it, go see if it's on the shelf. Or they're telling you it's a supply chain disruption, and they give you every kind of excuse under the sun. Oh, it's going to get better. You just got to get back to normal. Doesn't the book say when they cry peace and safety, sudden destruction would come? Didn't the book say when they say everything is back to normal, it's going to be all hell going to break loose? Isn't that what they're telling you right now? As they find ways to make sure they insulate themselves by testing things on you. See, they already know it's coming. They know there's nothing can be done about it. Why do you think Russia will take the business? They don't give a damn about what the United States. They don't give a shit how powerful your army is. You better not mess with us. You'll regret the day. That's what Putin said. He said America will regret the day they try to use military against this country. He said they have no idea what will happen to them if they even think about doing it. Well, they can think about doing it, but if they tried, he said they'll regret the day they were ever created as a nation. That is not a misquote. That's what the man said. That's a lot of shit to be talking when you can't back it up. And China is saying the exact same thing. But they got you worrying about the immigrant crisis crossing the borders. They got you worrying about, whether or not you should be social distancing. They got you with all this distraction shit that don't matter. But now you should see it all was a farce. If you don't realize by now that all that shit was a farce, then you special kind of yours. You need to go see a clinical specialist who focuses upon helping someone with their comprehension. All of this shit for the last year and a half, and you step back, you have to ask yourself the question, for what? All these things that were done to destroy this economy, so you thought it was already destroyed. They just had to give you a justification for why it was falling apart. So they used that as a cover story. And at this stage, late stage in the game, you still buying into it. Where are the bodies? I'm going to ask you again, where are all the bodies? Remember they told there would be millions and millions of people on the streets dead. I didn't see them. Did you? Oh, I'm not talking about one or two of them who went to the hospital and somehow didn't make it. Oh, they had pre-existing illness. We knew that about them. Probably were going to die anyway, unfortunately. Y'all bless the souls of the righteous amongst that group. But they told us we'd see bodies all laid out in the street. We would see bodies everywhere. Isn't that what they told us? Where are the bodies? I didn't see them. Did you see them? I didn't see no bodies dead in cars, dead on their porches, dead in their houses, dead, falling dead in the markets, falling dead in the streets, falling dead in the parks. I hadn't seen them bodies. You saw them? They got people walking around here. As a matter of fact, the majority of people walking around here who never even conformed to that. They never followed any of those directions. They didn't take that. They didn't do this. They didn't stay apart. They did none of that. And nothing happened to them. I'm talking about the majority of people. They just didn't look like you, Judah. Because see, you, Judah, you buy into any goddamn thing. You're the suckers. You're the chumps. Because all those people knew where they stood, and you depended on them to identify where you had to stand. You're the chumps. And this one I'm not gonna say we. I'm gonna say your ass, because I didn't buy into it. You're the chumps. Even your own people. Oh, you're gonna get everybody sick, and you're gonna cause all kind of problems. Oh, really? Well, why didn't that happen? And who told you that, I might add? Where'd you get your information from? The media? From the news? From your pastor? Huh? Who do you get from? Your mayor? Your governor? Who did you get your news from? Because you got it from somebody. You just didn't come up with it on your own. And you damn sure didn't assess the situation based off of your own particular circumstances. Because had you done that, you would have known they were full of shit. But you didn't. You just conformed like you always do to the latest trend. Because after all, you don't want to offend nobody. You're always trying, as a nation, always trying to impress them by, we got to forgive and we got to love and we can't be like them when they stomping on your asses. But you deserve to get stumped out. Let me tell it. What else do you do with idiots? You damn sure don't keep them around too long because they'll mess up everything else. And heaven forbid you let them reproduce, then you got baby idiots. But I'm saying to you, my friends, my family, you had better wake the hell up, and you better wake up right now. Many of you are in these so-called churches, and you're believing that because you're at church and you know God and you know Jesus, that somehow God and Jesus got you, right? He got you. But yet these same churches telling you you can do whatever the hell you want to do because it's only by grace that you're saved. Right? Did I misquote that? Well, who said that? Oh, Jesus said that, right? Right? That's what Jesus said. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what God said, right? You're so funny. You're so funny with your bullshit. You make me laugh. And I'm not even being tickled. That's not what God said. That's sure not what Elohim said. Maybe your God said that to you. That's not what Yeshua said. Maybe Jesus said that to you. I don't think God or Jesus said it to you, to be honest with you. I don't even think God and Jesus said it to you. I think James said it to the letter that he gave to the 12 tribes abroad when he was just kind of having some conversation with them. I think if you go back to the to the letter of James that he's writing to some of his brothers scattered around, that he says that. Yeah, a man says that to other men, not Elohim or Yeshua. But your wicked ass pastors are quoting it as though Elohim said it or Yeshua said it. Why don't you go look it up for yourself? You don't have to believe me. They told you God said it, using their word. I'm telling you, no. James said it, and he said it to some of, his brethren. He wrote a letter to them saying that. Because then he turned right back around and said, faith without works is dead. See, show me your faith without your works. And he said, I'll show you my faith by my works. So now he's going back to the Torah. He's saying that you have to have a discipline to go with that faith. He's saying that you have to have a walk that's consistent with that faith. Did your wicked ass preachers tell you that? Did your wicked ass evangelist, did she tell you that? Huh? How about showing me, your faith by your works? Oh, we forgot that one. Y'all didn't forget it. And y'all is going to bring it to your attention. When you least expect it, sudden destruction going to come. But let me give you the word. I mean, come on, let's go see where is DFG getting that from? Well, maybe you want to follow me to Matthew chapter 7. Praise God. Huh? Can you follow me here? Praise God. Let's go to verse 21. 7 and 21. It reads, and this is Yeshua talking. Who this? This is Yeshua talking. The idiots, the uninformed, the ignorant. That's the right word. Because if you're uninformed, you're ignorant. You're idiot if you know the truth and you still go out and you don't react. That makes you an idiot. But if you didn't know this, then you're just ignorant. And now you don't have to be ignorant anymore. There was no such thing of a Jesus. There weren't even any J's. 500 years ago, there was no J-R-E. It was impossibility. They would say, well, that's it in Greek and Latin. Well, why weren't they using Greek and Latin 500, 600 years ago? I'm sure Greece was around a lot longer than that. Well, why did the early Grecians use the Y's? They didn't call him Jesus either. So, but now you're going to let these devils tell you, oh, it doesn't matter. It's in Greek. Well, the Greek wasn't using it. The damn letters weren't even invented. How could they be using it? But that's the lie they tell you. Because after all, you're so gullible, you believe anything the heathens say. Especially if it's going to make you sound like you have knowledge. Leading you down the path of destruction. But anyway, Matthew chapter 7. Yeshua. Not everyone that says unto me, Adonai, Adonai, or Lord, Lord, or Master, Master, shall enter into the kingdom of Yahuwah. But he that does the will of my Father, which tells you Yahuwah is not the same person as Yeshua. Yeshua is not Elohim. Stop putting these lies in the ears of these young people in these churches. Not the churches, these young people in our community. Here's Yeshua saying, Yahuwah, my Father. He says, praise Yah. Not everyone, verse 21, that says unto me, Adonai, Adonai, shall enter into the kingdom of Yahuwah, but he that does the will of my Father, which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have I not prophesied in your name? In other words, they were preaching. They had their YouTube platforms. They were the Geno Jennings out there who are pushing a lying beast doctrine with his wicked, lying, whoremongering, adulterous ass, I might add. Yeah, you know, read, I know, that's that nigga, him, that's the one, him. Go back and listen to what he's talking about when he's talking about the beast system just recently. See how he's pushing that agenda. Selling it under the guise that, oh, I'm not pushing the, that. I'm just pushing that they say it's the mark of the beast, and I'm saying it's a lie. Nigga, please. I got no time for your dumb. Take your Church of God in Christ in Philadelphia and shove it right up your infested colon cancer. I pray y'all bring to your ass. That's what you take your logic and you do that with it, Geno Jennings. That's what Elohim told me to say to you, so you know what's coming to your wicked ass. Get ready. Moving on. He says, in your name we have cast out devils. Question, haven't we? That's a question mark. And in your name have we done many wonderful works? Again, question mark. Now you would think if someone is coming before at judgment day, coming before Elohim and saying, we preached for you, we cast out demons for you, we did all these wonderful works for you. Right? 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 Now see, that's to show you how wicked their asses are, because had they been following the law, statutes, and commandments, they wouldn't have to ask right. When somebody goes, well, didn't I do that for you, right? See, that's telling you right then and there. They're not convinced themselves, because I don't have to ask you right if I did something. I'm going to tell you I did it already for you. And I don't need you to confirm it or not. Whether you confirm it or not don't mean I didn't do it. So when people start coming, I did it for you, right? You're trying to convince them. Why are you trying to persuade the truth? The truth is the truth whether they believe it or not. But see, these were people who had been corrupted through religion, who had been corrupted by the gods of this world, filthy money. And now they're in a state of desperation, and now they're trying to justify not going to hell. That's what they're doing. They're pleading, they're trying to justify, I can't go to hell. Don't send me to hell. I don't want to go to hell. Think about what I did. He said, yeah, no, you need to think about what you did. I warned you not to do it. That's what y'all going to say to your wicked asses, or their wicked asses. He goes on and says, and then I will profess to them. Now think about it. The same ones I just mentioned. I cast out devils in your name. I prophesied. In other words, I was one of your preachers. And they're going to go, I did all these wonderful works. I helped the poor. I helped the needy. I did the pastor anniversary. I did the sisters, picnic. I did all these shit things. I was a part of the Alphas, and I was a part of the Deltas, and I was a part of the Omegas, and we did all these fundraisers. I was a Mason. We did all these drives. We were supporting the civil rights movement. He's going to say this, what he's going to say to your wicked asses. He says, and then I will profess unto them, I never knew you, and depart from me. Get the hell out of my face, you transgressors of what? Get ready for it. Drum roll. You transgressors of the Torah. What? You transgressors of the Torah. What is the Torah? Laws, statutes, and commandments of Yah. He's going to get the hell out of my face. You didn't keep the Torah. You went out there and you served the God of this world for filthy money, for prestige, for elevation, for affirmation, for importance, for greed, for lust. For out of your envy, for your hatred, for your selfishness. You destroyed your own community. You destroyed your men. You hated your women. You corrupted your children. All these things you did. And now you're trying to come to me and saying you didn't do it? He said, you're a liar. I don't know you. Get away from me, you transgressors. You're going to hell with Satan and his followers. Oh, now you're mad at DFG now. I'm so sorry. But that doesn't change the truth. That don't change one dot, a tittle of the goddamn truth. You can be mad with me all you want. This truth is going to be there when I'm dead and gone. And this truth is going to be there when you're dead and gone. But you will reawaken. My dear sisters out there with your beautiful, fine, sexy, youthful, big, wide ass and big titties and small waist and all of this shit, you're going to go before Yah. And he's going to want to know, what did you use that for? I'm just asking. What did you use it for? Did you use that to be a good wife and to be a good mother? To be strong so you can take care of your family? That you can, be the help be the foundation, help your man so he can continue to build inside of our nation? Did you use that for that? Or did you use that for your own self-glory and your self-edification? You're going to have to answer for it. That's why they try to justify it. That's why they say, oh, no, but I did do this, I did do that. He said, get away from me. I gave you laws to follow. I gave you commandments to follow. I told you there was a way to do things, and there was a wrong way to do things. I told you that the straight way was doing it by the Torah. The wrong way was doing it by your grace. Do as thy will. And I warned you that there was a way that would seem right to you, but it would cause death and destruction to your very soul. I warned you, you chase after all these materialistic things. You chase of all these selfish things, all this arrogance thing. You whine and you cried and you complained and you called this one and you text that one and you visited this one and you called that one. And you did it all to your own shame. And now you're going to die for it. Now you're going to pay the ultimate price for it. You're going to lose your soul. And for you men, I don't care nothing about those women. I don't care nothing about these children. You know what I'm saying? Forget that crap, man. I don't know. She's just trying to use me, trying to take advantage of me. You're going to pay for that. You know our book said if you don't take care of your children, your ass is going to hell. You're just like an unbeliever. And maybe you're going to try to justify, well, if she would have did this and she would have did that. It does not matter. I've already told you, you're supposed to stand on the book. You're supposed to trust Elohim regardless of what the hell she did or said. She's not to rule over you. Adam tried that shit by blaming her. Don't you remember that? Adam, when Adam fell, he disobeyed Yah and he tried to blame Eve. He said, oh, that woman you gave me, she caused me to transgress against you, Yah. That's exactly what some of you niggers, so-called African-American, Negroes, black, I know you don't want him to say it, but when you act like that, you niggas, that's exactly what you're doing. You're trying to blame that woman. Yah is going to look at you and say, oh, you out of your damn mind? So now you're admitting that you allowed her to rule over you. As Adam did when she told him to do something against Yah, and he did it. He said it didn't work for Adam, and it ain't working for your ass. I'm telling you, man. That's not it. I'm sorry. That's not going to get you out of Monopoly jail. I mean, this document might get me into YouTube jail. But that's not going to get you out of Monopoly jail. Remember we talked about that Monopoly money, this economy? It's all bullshit. Smoke and mirrors. That's not going to get you out, my brother. You had better get your mind together. You better get your behavior together. And you had better get your ass in this book. And you better find the truth. And you better, how you say, buy the truth and sell it not? Is that what the book said? You better sell out for this truth. You better walk away from the God of this world. Filthy money and prestige. Selfishness, arrogance, high-mindedness. You better turn off these liars and deceivers on your radios, on your phone systems, on your tablets, on your television systems. Many of them who are on these platforms who are here to corrupt you, turn you against your own kind, turn you against your own elders, like that nigga Professor Black Truth, whatever his name is, Jason Black. That is one of the most wicked ass niggas I've ever seen in my life. This guy go above and beyond telling the young people to hate their elders. That, I'm like, what kind of fool will listen to this fool? He gonna get a lot of these young fools. Well, they already getting themselves killed listening to that devil. That's a demon behind that mic. That's why he's not showing his face. Putting out all these movies, what are them damn movies? 7 a.m. and I think he got a few other ones out there. Race War. You know what I'm saying? Him and other, nigga Tariq, Nasheed, yeah, buck breaking. He gonna tell you all about the past, but that nigga ain't gonna tell you about what's about to happen to you in the present. All to monetize you. Lesbians out there with platforms, what's her name? Yvette Carnell, and homosexuals out there pushing, so-called normacy. The Tyler Perry's out there. All of them devils leading many astray. Their ass is going to be the first one screaming and hollering. Your ass can be right behind them screaming and hollering with them. You shouldn't have listened to them. You should have turned them off. You should have told your children, no, we're not doing that no more. Some of you women, you should have told your men, look, if you ain't going to serve Yah, then guess what? I'm cutting you off. I ain't leaving, but I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off. I think we all know what that means. And you men, you should tell her you can get on, don't let the door hit you in your ass when you go out there if you ain't serving Elohim. And some of your ass gonna have to do that right now, my brothers and my sisters. But this is the end. This is the end. I'm gonna end this video where I started. Russia, China has made it crystal clear. We don't want your worthless dollars anymore. We're going to our own cyber currency, cryptocurrency. And therefore, we will not need your business. We already offer your economic system. We'll already offer your internet, so you can't interfere with our Now you cannot cut off, our funds anymore. You cannot use your systems to now rob us of our resources anymore. And we're done with you. Figure it out for yourself. Because that's where we are now. That's why your prices are going off the chart. That's why there's food shortage, resource shortages, lumber shortages, all kind of shortages. And nobody is talking about it in any kind of honesty because they don't want you to know. They're saying normacy, peace and safety. Yah said, when they said that, destruction was coming. Mass destruction. Oh yeah, they're going to run to their caves and hide and think their caves are going to protect them. But their caves are not going to protect them. But right now, you shouldn't concern yourself with where they're going. You better concern yourself where you're going. Because yeah, they're going to run and leave your ass holding the bag. The empty bag. Praise Yah. That's all I got for you. Praise Yah. Have a good day. Bye now.